ever get this feeling? Like there's got to be more to life than what we see every day, like a hidden code, right? And we just need to crack it. Well, that's what today's deep dive is all about.
Yeah, mysteries. They pull us in, don't they?
For sure. And the source material we're going into today, it's a wild ride, let me tell you. We're looking at a suggestive inquiry into the Hermetic Mystery, basically diving deep into alchemy and all that esoteric wisdom stuff.
Alchemy, huh? Most people, they hear that, they think turning lead into gold, like some old get-rich-quick scheme.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But this book, it's quick to say, hold on, there's a lot more to it. It's not really about the material stuff. It's more like a quest for inner knowledge,
Yeah. Right. It's about transforming yourself. The alchemists, they weren't just messing around in labs trying to get rich. It was about personal growth, spiritual and intellectual, using gold as a metaphor, you see.
Okay, so less about the bling, more about being a better person. Got it.
Exactly. And central to all this, they believed in this hidden force. It connects everything, humans, the stars, everything. They called it the universal matter.
Universal matter. Sounds kind of out there, right? Like the book says, a certain thing is found in the world, which is also in everything and in every place. The stone is one, the medicine is one, in which the whole mystery consists. And that's cryptic. What were they getting at?
It is pretty metaphorical. Basically, they believe that everything, all this complexity we see, boils down to one single force. The stone, or the medicine, it represents that principle.
So, like, are we talking something like dark matter? What scientists are trying to figure out now.
Interesting parallel. And get this. Alchemists believed if they could understand and use this universal matter, they could do incredible things. Not just in experiments, but within themselves, too.
So an inner journey, not just science.
Exactly. Self-purification was key. Get rid of the impurities to unlock your potential, they thought. And it wasn't just book knowledge either. Like the book says, man, then, shall we conclude at length, is the true laboratory of the Hermetic art, his life the subject. Meaning, the real work is internal.
No fancy labs needed then, huh? Just some serious introspection.
You could say that. They were working on themselves, using self-reflection, even meditation, to tap into this universal matter. But here's the thing. It wasn't just about the knowledge. It was about being responsible with it. There's this story in the book about an Arabian magician who he knew the theory but couldn't actually do it himself.
How come? What was stopping him?
Well, they say he was corrupted by his own nature, had to resort to some dark stuff to get what he wanted.
Wow, so this guy, he had the knowledge but not the, what do you call it, the moral compass to handle it. That's kind of a scary thought, isn't it?
It really is. Like all that power without the responsibility, recipe for disaster. It kind of underlines this whole idea that for the alchemists, knowledge and ethics, they went hand in hand. It's like, you want to unlock the universe's secrets? Fine. But are you ready to face yourself first?
Makes you think, huh. And speaking of inner work, you mentioned the alchemist had this whole system for transforming yourself, like a spiritual roadmap or something.
Right. This book, it lays out a 3-stage process. The first one, let's just say they weren't messing around. They called it the dark night of the soul.
Ooh, dark night of the soul. Now that's dramatic. But what's it actually mean?
Think of it like hitting rock bottom, but in a good way, right? It's when everything you thought you knew gets challenged. All your weaknesses, your fears, all that stuff you usually hide. Time to confront it.
So like facing your demons. No more hiding.
Exactly. And trust me, it ain't easy. But the alchemists, they saw this stage as crucial. You can't change what you don't acknowledge, right?
Right. So you're broken down, laid bare. What happens next?
Stage 2, my friend, purification, refinement. Think of it like they did, turning lead into gold, letting go of old habits, beliefs, anything holding you back.
Hitting the reset button, huh? Like a total system upgrade.
Perfect analogy. Break it down to build it back better, right? And remember that universal matter we talked about, this is where they thought it started working its magic, inside them.
Okay, so I'm seeing the pattern here. You face the darkness, you clean up shop, and then boom, enlightenment.
Bingo. Stage 3, spiritual illumination. You go from this limited view of yourself and the world to something much bigger. You're tapping into that universal matter, realizing we're all connected.
Wow, so they weren't just trying to change themselves. They were trying to change how they saw reality itself.
Nail it. Total transformation. Aligning your insides with the hidden laws of the universe, so to speak. But here's what always gets me. Why the secrecy, All the weird symbols. The book's full of lines like, full of mysteries. We teach the secret of secrets openly and understand our words according to the letter. It's like they wanted to make it hard to understand on purpose.
Yeah, like some exclusive club. What's with that?
Well, they had reasons for being so cryptic. First, they wanted to protect this knowledge. Think
Right.
about it. Great power, great responsibility, right? They didn't want this wisdom misused.
So they were like guardians of ancient secrets, making sure it only went to people who were, I don't know, ready for it.
Exactly. They knew real understanding. It takes maturity. You can't just put it in a manual. Then there's the symbolism. That was their way of encoding the teachings, preserving them for later.
Like a time capsule, but for knowledge.
Exactly. Planting seeds of wisdom, hoping they'd grow someday. And we still see that today, this careful control of information.
Yeah, true. Like in quantum physics. It's all very cryptic if you don't speak the language, right?
Yeah.
Or even some spiritual traditions. They have all these rituals and initiations. It's not for everyone.
Right. So the alchemists, they're part of this long line of knowledge seekers, trying to understand the big questions, passing down what they learned to those who are ready.
It's amazing how these old traditions still speak to us, even now with all our tech and stuff. It makes you wonder, though, do these principles still hold up in the 21st century? I mean, we've got gene editing, smartphones, the whole deal.
Yeah.
Does any of this alchemy stuff really apply anymore?
That is the million-dollar question, and one we should definitely unpack a bit more.
So we've gone on this journey, right? Faced the darkness, tried to refine ourselves a bit, maybe found a glimmer of that alchemical gold. But the real question is, does any of this ancient wisdom actually fly in our modern world? I mean, it's not like we're all going to become alchemists now, right?
Well, I mean, alchemy, it can seem like something out of a fantasy novel. But here's the thing. If we look past the surface, past trying to literally turn lead into gold, there are some really interesting ideas there.
Okay, so there's more than meets the eye. I'm listening.
Definitely. Take self-knowledge, for example. It's huge now, right?
Yeah.
Psychology, mindfulness, everyone's talking about it.
Totally. Self-awareness, personal growth, it's everywhere you look these days.
Exactly. But the alchemists, they were onto this ages ago. They knew that real change, it starts from within, looking inward, facing your flaws, all that. They believed to understand the outside world, you got to get your inside world in order first.
So they were like the original self-help gurus,
Yeah.
ahead of their time.
Right. And another thing that resonates today, interconnectedness. The alchemists, they saw everything as connected, like a web. Every action, every thought, it has these ripple effects.
Butterfly effect, right?
Exactly. And it's not just the physical world, it's our inner lives too. They believed our thoughts, feelings, they all impact the world around us.
So we're not just individuals, we're part of this huge interconnected system. It's kind of a lot to think about, but also pretty cool. Like, maybe we have more power than we realize.
Exactly. And last but not least, the alchemists believed in the evolution of human consciousness, their ultimate goal, a higher state of understanding, like enlightenment.
Sounds a lot like what many people are searching for now. Meditation, mindfulness, all that.
Absolutely. The methods might be different, but the core desire is the same. To move beyond our egos, connect with something bigger, to tap into that universal matter, that force that unites us all.
So what's the takeaway here? Should we dust off our cauldrons and start brewing potions?
Probably not. But we can learn from the alchemists' curiosity, their dedication to improving themselves, their vision of a unified universe.
It's like they're saying, hey, don't just take things at face value. Question everything. Never stop exploring.
Exactly. And real transformation, it's not about some big accomplishment. It's about constantly working on yourself. It's a journey, not a destination.
Well said. And there you have it, our deep dive into the world of alchemy. We've uncovered its secrets, separated the fact from the fiction, and hopefully gotten you thinking a little differently about things.
It's been a fascinating journey.
It really has. And for everyone listening, here's a final thought. If the alchemists were right, if this universal matter, this unifying force is real, where do you see it in your own life? Something to ponder as you go about your day. Until next time, keep seeking, keep asking questions, and keep diving deep.